Roman Reigns, the OTC1, is finally back. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, chop. I can't tell you how happy I am that the Tribal Chief is back. You know I missed him. A lot of people missed him based on these hot takes that I have right here. The first one was from Effie Morals, and that one was from Aliana Hunt. And then we also have from Candy Marmain, Roman Reigns coming back to save the WWE. I like Seth, but Roman can carry the WWE more than Seth can. And that is a proven fact. Roman carried it out of the pandemic era, and here we are now, and Roman Reigns he's returned. So let's do some Monday Night Hot Takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of Raw, SmackDown, and or PLEs, and we'll do 2 nights worth of SummerSlams in just a little over 3 weeks. Let's see what other people are saying, because not everybody is happy. Not everybody. Ron Talks Tabletop. Here's a hot take. I could not care less for Roman Reigns. If Jey Uso has only 4 moves, Roman has 5 moves. Happy for y'all, though. Well, you know what? Okay, let's see what else. Southpaw Jimmy, Roman once again shows why faces are boring. They all become instant friends with each other. First Cody, now Punk. Well, Roman definitely is not. He came yesterday and he's instantly friends with Jey Uso, but not CM Punk, because I do believe that Roman is not a face. He is still his villainous self, just not as what would I say? Maybe a little more reserved with it. Francis Sumner, my Tribal Chief is finally back and taking care of business. He's the best of all time. I gotta say that Roman is on my Mount Rushmore. I will agree there. Tugs Speedman, hottest take. Roman Reigns shouldn't return until he's fully done with his movie commitments. Coming back just for one SummerSlam match and then disappearing again doesn't help anyone. Sure, he's a big draw, but right now, he's basically just eye candy for WWE with no real long-term value. It does actually help someone. TKO and their pocketbooks. That's all they care about. They just want SummerSlam to sell 1 billion tickets so they can say, hey, look at us. We are making profit, because that's what TKO does. I do understand what you're saying, but I think a lot of people would disagree with you as well, in that they would probably just rather get that one appearance from Roman and not at all. Or maybe people aren't thinking about it. Maybe people are thinking, hey, Roman's back and he's going to be here until SummerSlam or WrestleMania. I do have to break it to a lot of people. That's not the case. And I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm saying this as a thing. Roman Reigns is going to appear, and after SummerSlam, he is going to leave. He will leave, and because he does have a movie. I mean, Cody Rhodes is actually in the same movie with him. Now, let's pretend there was no movie. Well, then Roman Reigns might stay for 2 months, and then he's going to leave. If we look at last year, that's pretty much what happened. He showed up. He was in for 2. He did SummerSlam, and then I think he did Bad Blood, right? And then he was gone until Survivor Series. And then after Survivor Series, then he had a month or 2 lead up to Survivor Series. And then after Survivor Series, he was gone all the way until Royal Rumble. To the Royal Rumble. And then after the Royal Rumble, he was gone until after the Elimination Chamber. So he's not going to do more appearances. Every time a year goes by, we got to get used to the fact that we're getting less Roman. No matter what, movies or not. He's worked himself into a pretty sweet deal with TKO and WWE. I don't know who said it. I tried to find the comment, but I couldn't. Last night, I was like, man, Roman's back. I still love Roman, but I wasn't feeling the joy as much as I did before when Roman returned last year. And the thing about that is, someone said this. It's because, I think it was Ron Talks Tabletop said you're grieving, which is probably true. I'm grieving that I'll never get the Tribal Chief, the once dominant Tribal Chief. Honestly, there was somewhere in my heart, I was kind of holding on to this idea that what if we got one more extended title reign from Roman Reigns? But I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening anymore. But someone compared it to Undertaker in the twilight of his career, that Roman Reigns has now taken up the mantle of Undertaker, in that when Undertaker, he would come in for WrestleMania and then he would literally be gone until the next WrestleMania. And that is kind of where I see where Roman is. Now he's going to fill that spot. Again, not saying that's a good thing, not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's a thing. I remember how I felt whenever Undertaker would appear. I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool," and I would be happy to see Undertaker, but I would keep my expectations to that match. His Hell in a Cell with Triple H, that's it, and then he's gone. Anything extra we got after that would be bonus. But I never ever really fully expected Undertaker to go into a program with the champion, or even if he did go to a program with a champion, I never really expected him to win. And honestly, I don't think he ever did. I think at that point, it was just he would come in, he would have a match with Bray Wyatt, and then poof, gone. He would have a match with Brock Lesnar, poof, gone. And I just got used to it. I guess I got used to it. Now Undertaker was older. He was definitely older, and maybe that's why I was able to acclimate myself to that schedule, but looks like I have to acclimate myself to that Roman schedule. I'm happy he's here. I really am happy he's here, but I think myself and all of the fans, this might be a hot take, we got to get used to that idea that he's just here to beat up BRON Breakker, maybe Bronson Reed in a tag match, punch Paul Heyman in his face, and dip. That's it. Now, if Seth Rollins hadn't got hurt, maybe the matchup would be Seth and Roman. I would be very much more excited about that matchup, and we'll probably get that at WrestleMania now, when Seth has recovered. And that's that. And then maybe he'll come back to, I don't know, do a one-off with Cody Rhodes. Maybe we get that dream match with the Rock, but at this point, I can literally see 2026. I could literally see him having 3 matches, like literally 3 matches, all of 2026. And 2027, 2 matches. And I think if you did not experience, if you're kind of newer to wrestling, that kind of schedule might be crazy to you, but that's what they did to Undertaker around 2000, the 2000s, 10s, 11s, 12s, and we just had to deal with it. And that sucks. Not because I'm mad at Roman for having this schedule, but it sucks because I love Roman so much. I would like to see him more, if that makes sense. And now that we're all depressed, I ask that you could subscribe to the channel so I can be the bearer of more bad news in the future. No, I try to be like a happy channel. And I don't think this was like a negative. I don't feel that was a negative take. I think that's just a realistic take, honestly. But I would like and ask that you do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and don't forget to comment. If you comment, then you can win this belt right here. I do giveaways every 10,000 subscribers. I give away a belt. So we're almost at 20, trying to quit the day job. Help me out, and we'll keep the hot take train a-rolling. OTC1 is back. That's Jeremy Garcia. Look who finally decided to show up to work from Conclusionary. You know, there are some people who are just going to be like, oh my God, they aren't excited about Roman. I'm unsubscribing to this channel. It's not about that. I am excited about Roman. I really am. This is from Cash Out Jay. Roman really should be facing CM Punk, and LA Knight should have beat Breakker. I absolutely agree with that. I think I would be way more excited if we were getting Roman versus CM Punk. I think they're just trying to extend things, but I think that's a bad call, especially because LA Knight coming out of a feud with Seth Rollins, whether it ended abruptly or not, they needed to position him high on the card, and he needed this program way more with Gunther than CM Punk. And hey, you know what? Oh, well, CM Punk and Gunther, that's a draw. Well, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns is way more of a draw than Roman Reigns and BRON Breakker. And it's like, well, we just needed to get Jey and Roman together. Why? They've already reconciled. Whether or not Roman apologized doesn't matter at this point. Jey has forgiven Roman for everything. So, like, last Survivor Series, we could have definitely CM Punk versus Roman. That was the play here. I would even be more excited about that. And then LA Knight would have to fall back into mid-card purgatory. Non-cyclist pro hot take, WWE Raw. Us, the fans, will get a better product now that Rollins is gone. Probably they have to be creative now. I will say a lot of time when there is a monkey wrench thrown into the equation and they have to basically rip up their entire script and start from scratch, they tend to actually be at their most creative. I think it sucks. I think it sucks that it has to happen. I mean, look at Evolution. Liv Morgan was the centerpiece, and once they had to rewrite the script, Evolution was great. I hate that they have to lose somebody in order to actually get to work. Nicholas Coley. So this is a really long comment, and I want to read all your comments, but as this channel grows, I need you guys to really limit it to like 2 to 3 sentences. I'll read only the first 2 or 3 sentences, and then I'm gonna move on, or I'm just gonna have to skip because it's just too much. So please, if you want to be a part of the hot takes, I need you to work with me here. It's just logistics. I know it's hard to, I know. I take 10-minute videos and I extend them to 30 minutes because I can't just stop talking. But Women's Championship hot take, it seems I'm in the minority. It'll be good, but it doesn't feel right to me. Bit of a redo of WrestleMania. So, yeah, I get that. I would rather it much be a one-on-one affair with Naomi. But if you look at it from the bright side, the 3 top women of WrestleMania of the WWE were Bianca, Rhea, and Io. And so now that Naomi is in there instead of Bianca, does WWE see her literally as one of the top? So there's a little bit of a bright side there, hopefully at least. Najib says, I have a problem with Braun defeating LA Knight fairly quickly. Braun had to beat Penta, and Penta is a high mid-carder. But then we have a fresh LA Knight and he loses clean? Yeah, and I get what people would say, well, it's BRON Breakker. We know we need to build him up. I would argue, well, it's LA Knight. We need to keep him strong. It's I just don't understand. LA Knight is ready to go. He's ready. He can literally be in the main event scene. I don't get it. LA Knight is he's just ready to go. He's right there. They don't have to heat him up. They don't have to do nothing. He just needs to walk into the main event scene and have a program with someone. So, what are we doing? I just don't understand why he's in a program with Seth Rollins just to get beat as the second guy by one of Seth's henchmen. Whether or not the program was cut short because of injury doesn't matter. Oh, Seth got injured. Okay, LA Knight back to the mid-card. That doesn't make sense to me. Donatello Leonardo, I'm beginning to think that LA Knight must have tried hitting on Stephanie McMahon at some point because of his lack of push is insane. Yeah, I doubt he went that far. But yeah, what happened? Did Triple H hear him making fun of his bald head or something? I don't know, because what are we doing with him? What's he gonna do now? And he also says, I think Lyra was the right winner, but the Bayley disrespect is also getting crazy. She's 36, 4 years younger than Cody, and is treated like a 50-year-old wash-up veteran. I don't know. I don't understand why we had to take her out of WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Okay, maybe the storyline calls for it right now, but the storyline did not call for it at WrestleMania, and I do believe that this is disrespectful to Bayley for all that she's given to the business. That she's off both of WrestleMania and SummerSlam on 2-night cards. Come on. Dylan, the OTC is back in return. Now maybe he can fight John Cena or Cody Rhodes. That is wishful thinking, my friend. I hope you are right, but I fear you are wrong, and it will not happen. Maybe Cody next year, but I don't see John and Roman colliding, which is a shame. Tis Mickey. Okay, look, I'm just gonna say it. Ooh, spicy. When I said I didn't understand why people were booing Bianca, I was told it was because she was always in the title scene and needs a character change. But I feel the same about Rhea, and no one is booing her. Also, that's the OTC. She's acknowledging her tribal chief. Tis Mickey. Don't listen to people. Just don't even listen to them. They don't know what. They're just making up excuses. They're just pulling excuses out their butts. Bianca, she deserves to be in the title scene always. She's pretty much like, she's up there. She's up there with the 4 horsewomen, okay? And I'm willing to say Rhea deserves to be a main eventer continuously in the title scene. Maybe not every PLE, but like, you know, people were booing Bianca last year, and she didn't even fight for the title at all. She was in the tag team realm. Now, I could see maybe that people want a character change, and they would like to see her as a heel, maybe, because I do know that even John Cena eventually started getting booed because he was always a goody two-shoes. So that might be the problem with Bianca, is that people think that she's too much of a goody two-shoes, like Cody Rhodes. But personally speaking, I like her, and I'm okay with other people not liking her, but like to say it's because she's always in the title scene, then I would push back on that. That is not why people don't like her. There's no way. She was only in the tag team title scene last year. Now, I'm okay with Rhea being in the title scene. She's way over and all that stuff. I would like to see her maybe get into a feud with I honestly, like, I wish it had just been Io and Rhea fighting just those two by themselves at SummerSlam. That would have been so much better than a triple threat. We didn't need a triple threat here. Those two could have fought, and then Naomi could have got somebody on just the roster for her first challenger. But whatever the case may be, Tiz Mickey, me and you, We'll cheer on Bianca regardless of what people say. And then Martin says, I wish Naomi could have got an opponent who could cut a promo on her first title defense. That would be sweet. Yeah, Rhea Ripley, like, she has aura. She's great. She's blah, blah, blah. But not on the microphone. She's just kind of so-so on the microphone. And Io Sky, there was a funny moment yesterday. Oh my God, I laughed so hard. Io is saying all these things, right? And then Naomi's like, I didn't even understand you. What? That was so funny. And if you want to say that's insensitive, I'm Asian. I'm allowed to say that. So like, it was so funny. Oh my God, I laughed so freaking hard. But honestly, there's nobody that can hang. There's nobody that can hang with Naomi on the microphone right now. Bianca Belair actually might be able to, but even her, I don't know. Naomi's just at this next level with this character and her mic work right now. Maybe only Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green might be the only one who is crazy enough to be able to match the crazy of Naomi. So, like, I don't think anybody could be good enough on the mic for Naomi right now. She is just firing on all cylinders. Mac Gaming _ball. Penta should have won the whole thing and shocked the world by beating Gunther at SummerSlam. That would have been a shock to the system, that's for sure. I still though think LA Knight was the guy. Like, he's been on the cusp of the main event for 3 years now. The Smartest Idiot says, I hate the cliche of the dominant heel at the end of the Gauntlet or Royal Rumble match for the fresh babyface to come in and beat him. That is weird. I remember when Kofi had to fight everybody as a babyface. This was when he was a babyface, and he had to fight villain after villain after villain. And then he won, and it was great because he was so tired, and so many odds were stacked against him that it was a moment to celebrate when he did win the whole thing. But now they do it in reverse. Like, in reality, BRON Breakker was positioned to be the good guy here. Like, BRON Breakker had to fight like 4 people, 3 people, and CM Punk is considered the hero? You just beat a dude who had 3 fights with top tier talent. I get what you're saying. It's weird storytelling. Raphael Adair won. Why isn't Cross going after the Intercontinental title? The man would go on a run with that to make Gunther jealous. I agree. Hopefully after SummerSlam and he's re-signed, he gets a match, because you know what? If AJ beats Dominic and then Cross beats Sammy at SummerSlam, then there you go. There's your program after. Then what? Number 2, Roman Reigns is hands down WWE's biggest aura farmer. His return are always immaculate, and his aura, wow, that's true. That's true. No matter what. And again, kind of like Undertaker. Undertaker could have that 10-minute walk down the aisle, and we would all be just, oh my God, for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and that's how Roman is. He is definitely the new Undertaker. Cash Out Jey, hot take: I do not want Roman feuding with Solo and the MFTs. I don't see how that would elevate the storyline a whole lot. As of right now, there's really no reason for them. Solo is not saying he's a tribal chief. Now, though, I will say this. What if Roman went over to SmackDown and said, hey, Solo, you are a tribal chief again, but just not the tribal chief. I am the OTC one, and you can be one of my like tribes. That would be kind of cool then, because then Solo could be a legit bloodline without Roman having to take him out. Jimbo Slice says, Seth's injury is a work. Compare WWE's production of the moment to how they handled Zoe Stark or even Liv Morgan. I will say this though, that WWE, they will, sometimes they do it a little different. If you remember when AJ Styles returned and he fought Carmelo Hayes, AJ did a similar move that he landed wrong and hurt his ankle or something. And I for sure thought that was a work, because I was like, no, they would have cut away, but they never cut away from him. They were saying it on the commentary over and over again that he was injured, and then they even showed a backstage shot of AJ Styles taping up with a doctor. I was like, this has to be a work, and it wasn't. So sometimes WWE actually does show us everything. So, like, I get what you're saying, but the AJ thing, 100% thought it was a work, and it turned out not to be. Sky, Wonder Wolf. I love how Roman only helped Jey up and just stared at CM Punk. And why did Becky Lynch come out in Hogan colors if she wants people to stop calling her Becky Hogan? Yeah, I love that little detail that Roman wasn't, like, he kind of waved off CM Punk, like, I'm not going to hurt you, but he's not going to help him either. He still remembers WrestleMania. And Becky is Becky. She is, like, 100% aware of the Hogan colors, and I think it's hilarious. I hope she leads into these Becky Hogan comparisons. The Sean Ward Show, I'm so ready for Becky as champion to fight someone else. This has been a long program. One of the better programs, though, but I can understand why you might want to see her fight someone else. Babs is here. Dang it, I hope Seth's injury is minor. I think they were building towards Roman versus Seth at SummerSlam. Now we may not get it. Yeah, now we may not get it. I don't think we're getting it. No, we're not getting it. And I wish it was minor too. I really do. I would so much. On one level, it's just he's a human. I don't want him to be injured, but I'm just a selfish, wrestling level. Seth versus Roman, I'd be excited for that. Undertaker schedule or not. It's Chris. Brock is returning at SummerSlam, and while Seth is recovering from his injury, he's going to join forces with Heyman one final time. I think that real life implication until the lawsuit is over with Vince McMahon, I really don't think we get Brock. But could be wrong. Alfonso Passion. Honestly, Penta and LA Knight should be fighting Gunther, but no, they want Breakker to look way too strong. We get it. He will be a main guy, but we couldn't at least save them for second choice. BRON Breakker's going to make it. He's going to make it, and he has time. LA Knight and even Penta, they do have an expiration date. We should be pushing those two. And what good does it really do CM Punk to win the world title? Like, I'm pretty confident they're saving CM Punk to win at WrestleMania, to fight Cody at WrestleMania. So him having the world championship doesn't really help. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, if not Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, that was the match. CM Punk was the match. Code Red Shockwave, I actually would have preferred that Bayley won instead. Me too. Honestly, me too. And nothing against Lyra, but a Becky Bayley match at SummerSlam, just very enticing. Austin Vermin, possibly Roman and Jey against B&B for the briefcase to be released. Doubt it. They even addressed it last night really quick. Paul Heyman said that Seth has until June. So everyone just needs to shut up about it, which is like, oh man. So, and that would be smart. That literally makes sense. You have 1 whole year. It'd be different if you only had 1 month left, but he has 1 whole year to cash in. So that was Paul Heyman's official response. RKO 619, way to bury LA Knight like that, but at least Punk finally gets a push after 600 years of waiting for it. Yeah, I mean, it does make sense also for CM Punk to go for the title. It's just LA Knight getting sacrificed for everything once more. It felt like when CM Punk returned at Survivor Series and Randy Orton returned and even The Rock returned, that LA Knight's push from like 2020, 23, 24 just like completely crumbled. And here it is again, completely crumbling before us. Million Matthew, if Rhea can just ask for a championship match at SummerSlam, then what's the logic behind Queen of the Ring tournament? Why did the men have to go through a gauntlet match then? I think the purpose, it is a little different, but you are right at the same time. I think it's because the idea is that Rhea and Io were cheated out of this masterpiece by the Money in the Bank. But in reality, the Money in the Bank is a legal document that WWE allows. So why is everybody mad at Naomi if she's using something that is 100% legal, legit? She didn't do nothing wrong. So you are right. Why did they have to fight for the King and Queen of the Ring if you can literally just be like, I felt like I was wronged. Can I get another match? You're valid, but the way they hand out matches doesn't make sense anyways. You know, Io just picking Rhea. Tiffany just picking Trish. That made no sense. Gunther just getting walked up on by Goldberg, who's retiring. I want a match. That made no sense. But John Cena, who's retiring, has to win the Elimination Chamber? Like, why? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Utu Shamash, LA Knight is the new Finn Balor. God, I wish I could argue with you. In Quinpool 459, John Moxley. Who are you? What does OTC 1 mean? And where are OTC 2 and OTC 3? That's a deep cut. I get it though. Does anybody else recognize that? That little sequence right there? It's a callback. Fat Tax, the GOAT Reigns is back, and Triple H hates LA Knight. When you're right, you're right. It's OTW. Lyra is hands down top 5 in the ring right now. Shout out to Bayley as well. But Lyra consistently has some of the best matches. And I would say, though, also shout out to Becky for getting us to care about Lyra. Because now people actually care, are invested in her character, and can see how good she is wrestling. Jasper Von Chill, very impressed with Nikki Bella. I generally can't remember if she was good or not. Either way, with such a long period of not wrestling, she looked pretty good in the ring. I'm not a doubter anymore. It's nice to hear someone praising Nikki Bella. I'm not really a Nikki fan, but like, it is impressive if you think about it. She's been gone for a very long time, and then to just come in and consistently wrestle. There were some botches yesterday, but for real, like, that's difficult. Being able to just get back in the ring, that is hard. And so props to Nikki. And Chris Gutierrez, not a hot take at all. Actually, 96.68% 68% of the world agrees with me. Not enough Dominic Mysterio this Monday night. I'm definitely part of that 96.68. Where's Dominic? Like, why don't we get more Dominic? You know, I was complaining that we didn't get enough Io Sky in the ring after WrestleMania. Well, now I'm complaining that we don't get enough Dominic. I get it, he's injured, but like, for real, he could have been in the ring before that. I don't know. It's like we've only had one title match with Dom. Dom was so over after WrestleMania. Why didn't we capitalize on that? Why did we not capitalize on that? We need to be seeing more Dominic Mysterio. He's so good. He's so entertaining. Like, give us more backstage segments than at least when he was trying to outpray AJ Styles this week. It was hilarious. I love it. I love Dom. We need more Dom. And we need LA Knight to win more. And so those are your hot takes for Monday Night Raw. And no more hot takes until Saturday. That's going to be crazy, but we will do it. So I'll see you Friday for SmackDown, and I'll do videos in between. Boys, girls, my hot take is you're awesome. But that's a cold take because you already knew you're awesome. See you later. And I still, even though there's a part of me that is sad that he won't be around as long as he has been in the past, I still acknowledge Roman Reigns as my tribal chief. See ya, bye.